All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Running with Wolves. So today we're going to talk all about email marketing. Now, this is not something that we have talked about in a while, so I'm really excited to chat through this because I definitely think that there are some make or break things when it comes to email marketing, and it can either be something that your audience is obsessed with that you do, or it can be something where they're like, immediately unsubscribe. So I want to talk about a couple of things that you can do in your email marketing to really like zhuzh it up and get it so that it helps create those brand piranhas that we absolutely love. So before we do that, I want to talk about why email marketing is not dead really quickly, because there are so many people that are like, email marketing is out. No one reads emails anymore, which is absolutely not true. We use email marketing in our marketing strategy. It's a very minimal part of it, but the amount of emails that I get back being like, this is fucking hilarious, honestly. Like, I have not read an email like this in so long. Please keep it up. So email marketing can be a really powerful tool, I think, to build your community and to be able to show off your brand personality, which I believe really differentiates yourself and your brand and your business from your competitors. There are a million and one other marketing and sales experts out there. Why would people listen to me? A lot of times it's because they really enjoy my and Wolf's brand personality. They really like hearing about marketing and sales and the way that we talk about it, right? So I think that it's a great opportunity for you to further engage your audience, build community and authority. And I also actually think it's a super underrated version for you to actually convert your audience into sales. Whenever we are doing a big launch of something, we always incorporate an email workflow instead of solely selling on like Instagram or TikTok or things like that. Not because we have a massive list of people that we need to sell to, but because there genuinely are people out there who still, again, read emails, and we want to hit them everywhere where they consume content so that we almost become unavoidable, so that if they're thinking about buying from us, it's just that extra touch point to then convert them. So again, great opportunity for you to really warm and convert your audience and show off that brand personality. So let's talk about a couple of things that we did to grow our email marketing list. Now, a lot of people will sit here and tell you, you have to create freebies, you have to create lead magnets to grow your email list. That's actually not true, in my opinion. Something that we did from the jump is that we just created really entertaining email marketing, and we gave our email opt-in essentially as an option in our link in our bio, on Instagram and on TikTok, and we get new email subscribers every single day. Now, if you're just getting started and you want to build up an email base or an email list, could you incorporate a freebie or a lead magnet? Absolutely, you could. But the other thing I will also say is that email marketing is not the be all end all. In my opinion, you should actually more so be focusing your energy on growing your audiences, probably over on TikTok and on Instagram, so that you can create that audience, that authority, brand recognition, and then you incorporate email marketing. A lot of people talk about it being swapped because you don't own your data on your Instagram, your TikTok, things like that. And obviously with your email list, you do technically own that. You have those emails because people have opted into it. However, in my opinion, we all know how difficult it is to market and sell on multiple different platforms, and there is only so much that you as one person can do in one day when you are just getting started as a business owner. So I think you have to think about the priorities of what's going to create the most results for you the fastest with the energy that you have to put towards marketing and sales, in addition to everything else you're doing to start your business. So I would say focus on building your audiences on TikTok and on Instagram. And once you start to see consistent momentum, visibility, sales happening from those platforms, that's where you can add in email marketing, because it's not a visibility tool. It's more so a warming and converting tool. And so if you don't have, an audience of people to funnel into your email marketing, you're just going to be warming and converting to nobody, right? So you have to build visibility elsewhere, funnel those people to your email list, and then you can warm and convert them. So focus on organic social strategy first, then you can incorporate email marketing. And then, like I said, the other thing that we did to grow our email list was strategic repurposing of content. So a really big part of our email marketing strategy is we are not reinventing the wheel. Honestly, we're talking about the same topics that we're talking about on all of our other marketing platforms. We're just talking about it from different lenses. Again, the purpose of email marketing is to warm and convert your audience. So we're doing storytelling. We're talking about different examples. We're talking about real world examples of topics we're already discussing, and we're educating there so that it feels cohesive in terms of our marketing strategy. However, it's also new content for our audience to consume, which I'm going to get into in just a second. And that's a really important part, I think, of any email marketing strategy. And that is to make sure that it is interesting content for people to consume and not an iteration of your other marketing platforms. All right, so what is the most important part of creating a compelling email marketing campaign? So number one, don't be fucking boring, honestly. This is like the biggest mistake that people make in their email marketing. Think about how hard it is for you to give your email to somebody. Think about how hard it is for you to subscribe for somebody's newsletter or email marketing or any of those things. Most of us are trying to constantly, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I'm constantly trying to purge the things that I'm somehow subscribed to in my email. I'm constantly like unsubscribe, 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 because it just clutters up my inbox and I don't actually read those emails, right? However, if I knew and was obsessed with a brand, like I think the only email list that I have ever subconsciously subscribed to, consciously. I think the only email list that I've ever consciously subscribed to was Restoration Hardware, because I was like, I want discounts, immediately subscribe, because I'm like obsessed with interior design. But even now, they send me really boring ass emails, honestly. And so I'm like, I don't have time to read through this. So I don't actually read their marketing. I just skim through to see if there's any discounts and then I delete the email, right? So it's the same thing for your consumers. Do not send emails just to send emails. I honestly feel like people judge email marketing harder than they judge any other form of marketing. It's like you get one chance. Make it or break it, right? And then someone's taking their email away from you because they don't want it to clutter their inbox. They don't want to consume that content. So do not be fucking boring in your email marketing content. Number two, do not have it be an iteration of other marketing platforms. You have to think about the journey of how people are consuming your content. So say they find you on a visibility platform like TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube Shorts, Reels, Google, what have you. They're consuming your content there. And then they're either inquiring or purchasing literally right from that platform, or if they're not convinced, they're going to another platform to continue binging your content. It's probably going to be Instagram, LinkedIn, probably more TikToks, maybe Pinterest, blogs on your email or on your website, right? Or maybe they do subscribe to your email marketing newsletter, platform, list, whatever have you. So they're going to consume more content. If they go to your TikTok or your Pinterest or your YouTube Shorts and they're consuming content there, and then they go to another marketing platform and it's literally just the same thing, or they're consuming content on your Instagram and they sign up for your email list and they get an email that is a copy paste of an Instagram post that they just read, why would they subscribe to that? Put yourself in their shoes. Would you subscribe to an email list like that? Probably not, because if you're already binging that brand's content enough for you to sign up for their email list, you're already familiar with the content they're creating on other platforms. And you're like, well, this is kind of boring. So why am I giving my email to somebody and cluttering my inbox just to see the same content that I'm seeing over on socials? And on top of that, it's doing nothing for you as a brand or a business to actually convert them into a sale. Do not make your emails a reiteration of what's on your other social platforms. So what do I want to say here? So the next tip that I have for you guys is that the better you know your audience, the more engaging your emails are. I've said this about all of your marketing in general, but if you have a problem or a desire that you know that your audience has and you create a piece of email content around it, immediately they're going to identify with that and want to consume that piece of content. Now, again, what's really important though is, like, for example, if I were talking about the problem of going viral but not seeing sales from your content over on Instagram, I can explain that concept. I can maybe talk about a client result where we did something with that. I can talk about our own experiences with that. But over on email, I might, talk about a real world example of this, right? Like for example, that whole like Michaela drama, the self tanner brand, they did not create a shit ton of sales from that, but they got a lot of visibility. They went viral because of it. And so I could talk about that in my email marketing and use that as an example to refer back to what I was talking about. And so if somebody's consuming my content on Instagram, they see me talk about going viral, but not creating sales, and then they come over to our email list, and yes, it feels cohesive because it's a topic they already saw. However, it's a new example of that. It's another lens for us to create that content through. So it still feels unique and fresh and exciting for them to consume, and it still makes sense to them. So you want to make sure that you are strategically repurposing your content topics across all platforms to make sure that the consumption of your marketing feels cohesive. However, you also want to keep it really fresh and fun and interesting by using different examples, metaphors, real world examples to talk about those topics with. Does that make sense? So another thing that creates really entertaining and compelling email marketing content is a really great subject and preview line. So this, in my opinion, is what a great hook is on a TikTok video. It's make or break. You're either going to get somebody's attention in the first 3 seconds of watching a TikTok video, or you're going to get somebody to open your email from your subject and your preview line. If you don't have a compelling subject and preview line, you best bet that somebody is immediately going to delete your email without even opening it, or they're going to open it and they're going to unsubscribe immediately. So if you want email content that people actually consume, you have to make sure you're hooking in their attention from the second your email pops into their inbox. So the way that we do this is very similar to how we create hooks for video content, written content, any of those things. You want to ask a question or make a statement that is extremely polarizing or compelling around a problem or a desire that people might have. So the other thing about this is, again, the more you know your audience, the better your emails are going to perform. So for example, a huge topic that typically performs really well for our audience is that the old era of marketing is dead. So right now, especially with the new release of or the tease and the drop of Taylor Swift's new album that's coming out, a lot of our audience are huge Swifties. And so if we created an email about the old era of marketing is dead and our subject line was the old era of marketing can't come to the phone right now, and then in the preview line we put, "'cause she's dead, read this email for how to revive her," or something like that, right? Number one, that's something that our audience, I know, would eat up because they're huge Swifties. Number two, it's a significant problem they have because they don't know what the new era of marketing is supposed to look like. And it's telling them to open the email by making a statement to figure out how to fix that problem, right? So immediately we're making them want to open the email from the subject and the preview line. So you can make a statement or ask a question and then tell them to open the email to do XYZ or to discover this, that, or the other, right? To find the solution to what you are talking about, to that topic. So that's going to be huge for you to get your content to perform really well or in your emails. The other thing I also want to emphasize is A/B testing. So this is something that kills me because people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm A/B testing right now." And I'm like, "Great. How are you using that to refine your strategy moving forward?" And they're like, "Couldn't tell you." So for those of you who do not know what A/B testing is essentially using two different formats of a very similar email and testing which your audience responds to better. So you kind of look at, you send out A/B testing here, or you send out an A email here and a B email here, very similar concepts, and you look at the data. You look at the open rate, the unsubscribe rate, click rate, all that good stuff, right? But a lot of you guys are doing A/B testing, but you're not looking at the data, or you're looking at the data, but you're not using it to refine and inform your strategy moving forward. It would seriously be like being on TikTok, creating a ton of TikToks, and you're looking at your view count and you're basically like, "Oh, this one got 3,000 views. Anyways, I'm gonna go create a piece of content that's completely unrelated to what's actually performing really well." There's no point. Like, why are you even looking at the data if you're not going to actually use it, right? So yes, it is important to do A/B testing, but if you're doing A/B testing, don't just do it and then do nothing. Like, actually use the data to refine your strategy moving forward. All right, so let's really quickly talk about how to improve your email opening rate. So everything we've already talked about very much applies to this concept. Use the data that you've got. On top of that, make sure that you have a really great subject and preview line. On top of that, make sure it's an email about a problem or a desire or a symptom that these people actually have. Make sure that it is actually customized to your audience, that, analogies, metaphors, anything that you're using is very much applicable to your audience. But last but not least, is know how often to send your emails. If you are someone who's just getting started and you're building your list, please do not inundate your list with emails every week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Like, there are some people that are like, oh, I have, 1,000 people on my email list and I'm sending 3 emails a week. If I was getting 3 emails a week from you or anyone in my life, I'd be like, why? It's like the whole concept of like, this meeting could have been an email. These 3 emails could have been 1 email this month, honestly. So know how often to send your emails. If you're just getting started, start with a newsletter once a month. That's literally it. And then build from there once you're opening and your unsubscribe rates are stabilizing. And you want to very carefully, as you're building up your email marketing cadence, watch your opening rates and your unsubscribe rates. If your unsubscribe rates go up significantly, slow down on the email marketing. If they're stable, you can incrementally increase the amount of emails. So I would say start with a newsletter. If you're opening and your unsubscribe rates are good, great. Next month, send an extra email. If they stay the same, great. Send another email the next month. So you're up to 3, right? I would say probably the most every month that you should be sending out is 8 emails a month. Anything more than that, in my opinion, is so unnecessary. And again, it's really going to impact your unsubscribe rates and therefore your conversion into an actual sale from your email. Everything else, direct that energy to your social channels. Go nuts. Have the time of your life. Post as much as you want. Emails, it's just a different story. So last question a lot of times that we get with email marketing is, should you be selling in every email? Great question. The key thing that I want to talk about here is that there is a difference, in my opinion, between selling through agitation, pain points, desires, and solution selling, and saying, buy from me. Sometimes I call it like hard and soft selling. So soft selling a lot of times is you're not sitting here being like, here's my product, here's my service, this is what you get, buy from me. That's more so hard selling. That's something that you would do in like a public launch, right? If you're doing soft selling, you're more so like talking about a problem or a desire somebody has in relation to your product or your service, and you're leaving it on the table of like, hey, if you want help with this, we offer XYZ service, or this product could really help with this. If you want information, let us know, kind of thing. Or if you want information, you can head to this link. It's a no pressure sell. It's a very soft sell versus hard selling. So when you ask the question of, should I be selling in every email? Should you be hard selling in every email? No, absolutely not. You're going to freak your audience out and you're going to get them to unsubscribe so quickly. Should you be soft selling in every email? Absolutely, because your audience needs to hear about your offer or your product 8 to 12 times before they even consider purchasing from you. And on top of that, if you are sending 8 emails a month, then it's going to take them 1 month if they're only consuming your email content in order to actually buy from you. They're probably consuming more content than that, but you want to consistently showcase the solution that your product or service offers, just like you would on social media, on your warming and converting platforms, so that you get that consistent touch point and so that people can buy from you a lot quicker, because they're consuming that solution information more and more and more. So absolutely soft selling in your emails consistently, every single email. Hard selling, absolutely not. So if you guys have questions about email marketing, if you're starting to grow your list, pop them in the comments below. We want to hear from you guys and we want to help you create the best email marketing that is the most fun for your audience to consume ever. So if you have struggles with that, or if you have questions about that, reach out to us. We can totally help you. And if you have questions, again, pop them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.